Tom here. To what may either be the beginning of a bigger fight or maybe the beginning of settling up somehow. So I've got an issue with a neighboring property. They're doing something that I don't think they should do, and I have an agreement that exists from 15-20 years ago that addresses the same issue. It's regarding parking, and I disagree. We have a disagreement, so I had to have my lawyer send over a letter and let him know that this is going to escalate if something isn't done about it. And so they responded back, and now I can't remember. I think it's called the Rule 11. So, but anyhow, so I had my lawyer tell them we'll go ahead and meet up, and we'll see if we can discuss it, and maybe we can fix this without the lawyers. So what we're going to do is I'm on my way to go meet the opposing party, and we're going to talk. There's two sides to every story. I realize that, and I've told you guys before in some of my things that don't react too quickly. Count to 10 is a way to put it, and I think I did that, but ultimately I had to do what I had to do, and now it's escalated it to where it is now. Now we're going to visit, and we're going to talk. I'm going over to a Starbucks, and we're going to visit on this issue. And but my lawyer, who's very good, I've used him. I had some big stuff we've dealt with, and brilliant guy. But anyways, we made sure that the discussions that I have with these guys, it doesn't matter what we talk about. We can throw a lot of different ideas out or say different things. It's going to be protected under the Rule 11 Act. I think that's what you call it. So the Rule 11 Act, you always want to have that when you go and meet. When you're in the dispute and you go to meet somebody, you want to make sure that both parties agree, which we've got their agreement, that we're protected under the Rule 11. If I got that right, I think I did. It's not my first time I have to mess with this kind of crap. But anyways, basically it allows us to discuss a lot of different things. Not always. I'm pretty confident in myself. Sometimes you got to use a lawyer to get people's attention. If people start to ignore you, you get a lawyer and you say, hey, letting you know this is going to get really serious. And then, it just depends on your comfort level. I'm very comfortable representing myself in most situations, not in court. I mean, if I get in court, of course I'm gonna have the best attorney there is. But anyways, in this situation, like I say, I couldn't even say the wrong thing because it's protected under the Rule 11 that I was telling you about. But that's probably one of the key things you want to take away with here, is if you do ever have to start talking to somebody and you're in a pre-litigation mode, it's nice to have your discussions protected. So we're going to get together, we're going to talk. I actually like the one guy. I haven't met his partner, but I like the guy that I've talked to in the past. And sometimes, I understand they may be fighting something that I don't know about. They may have some issue going on that is driving them a little harder to do this. And I'm a reasonable guy, so we'll talk. And but sometimes these things go in and people cop an attitude. I hadn't met his partner. You never know. This thing can get really bad, get ugly quick. We don't know. But I hope not. But I can't let things stand. So obviously I can't go into detail here either. But this shouldn't dissuade you from making real estate investments and getting into things. And if anything, what I'm trying to tell you is, you don't rush to court. You don't grab a lawyer you know, you don't escalate things quickly right away for no reason. You know, you weigh it out, and you really, suing is like the last option you want to go to be honest. You always try to figure it out, because ultimately, what usually happens is, you know, you get legal fatigue, meaning, you know, you're spending sometimes $500-600 an hour on a lawyer, and you know, if you've ever been in a major lawsuit and you get, you know, you got 3 or 4 lawyers, and you're getting a bill for 40 hours, and it's, you know, $19,000 or $17,000 if it's $350 an hour, or $14,000. You know, it just depends. But, you know, at $500 an hour, you know, you're looking at $20,000 a week, and you can get in real big lawsuits. Sometimes you'll need a federal lawyer, or federal lawyers for federal court, and sometimes you need state lawyers. Those are different. They're different, and then sometimes you might need you know, personal attorneys, and then you might need an attorney for the entity or company that you're associated with. So it's not a game for the weak. It's not a game for the poor either, I can tell you that. But anyways, always better to try to figure it out. You know, but it's just how it is. Oh, let me see what you got there. Sorry, man. I can barely see this little screen anyhow, and it went up and it's gone already. But maybe I'll see that, and I'll pick back up after my meeting. Here's my exit. Meeting these guys at 6, so I got about 15 minutes before that happens. Okay. Gotta remember where I'm at here. But anyways, so hey, while we're on the subject though, please hit notifications, and please you know, like and subscribe and share. And if you haven't already known, I've got a cool little gift that I'm giving away. I need to know what your iPhone, or what phone you use, whether you use an iPhone or an Android. That is coming, and it is going to be awesome. I'd like to give 1,000 of these gifts away at once. So I really, if you guys can spread the word, you know, if you get into, you know, other blogs or video blogs, you might share with the other people that are interested in investing, and other investors, that they can, you know, write Tom at Flip Anything USA, and just put in the subject line Android or iPhone, and I will be responding in kind with a gift down the road. And believe me, it ain't a small one, it's a cool one. And then you're going to be really glad to have it. It might make you a lot of money, and I hope so. So anyways, that's about it though. Give me a second here, and if you guys, I'll take those guys that already asked questions. You can ask away here. Just give me a minute. I'm about to park, and I can concentrate on your questions, and you know, and for another 5 or 10 minutes. But yeah, I can tell you, it's just the lawsuit stuff, guys. If you can avoid it, you want to avoid it. You know, I got a taste of a lawsuit when I was, golly, first lawsuit, I was 19. And what was I getting sued for? Lifetime disability. Dude, you're going to have to throw me that back up. I got to park first. But I was getting sued for lifetime disability. I had started my cabinet shop, and this guy that was installing cabinets for me, but he didn't really work for me. I take it back. No, he did work for me, kinda. I mean, as a sub, but also he was the finish carpenter for the builder, and this was building a new home. I was putting new cabinets in a new home. I was doing cabinets for $1,200 a house, putting in a set of cabinets. Crazy. And so this guy was installing my cabinets that I made. And so we get out there, and I let him use my chop saw. And so a chop saw, you know, it kind of comes down and, yeah, thanks. Anyhow, but chop saw just kind of comes down and cuts straight or at an angle. Well, he had his own chop saw, but he borrows mine, and he had a bad habit of hooking his finger, like when you pinch the wood that you're holding up against the fence of the chop saw, and he put it in there, put it at a 45, held it with his finger, and zing, he cut the tip of his finger off. So he's in shock for a second. I'm looking around, I see him hopping up and down, and I find the tip of his finger in the sliding glass door track. So I pick it up, drop it in my coffee cup, have him jump in my Camaro, and off we go. I take him to the emergency room. Doctor look at his fingertip, throws it in the can, it's trash, and washes over the tip and sews over the tip of his stub. Anyways, wasn't my fault, really had nothing to do with me. He was working for the builder. A year later, just about a year later, I get a notice that I'm being sued for lifetime disability. And unfortunately, I've been involved with lawyers for a very, very long time. And it's not like I'm in constant litigation. I am not. But you know, sometimes stuff happens. And the more stuff you got, the more stuff happens. And anyways, long story short, we went to court. I prevailed. He didn't get nothing from me. And I think the court awarded him $350. All that BS for $350. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Looking for a Starbucks that moved. So anyways, I'm almost parked here, so if you got those questions, I got no way, I can't see them unless they come up on the screen. I don't know how to do it anyways, otherwise. Actually, I'm looking at a new car too. I'm thinking about buying a Porsche Panamera. I don't know if anybody's a car enthusiast out there, but I just drove a Tesla yesterday, surprisingly fast. But I still can't wrap my mind around being dependent on electricity or battery. Alright. So, alright, I am parked, so any questions, man, we can do it right now. If those were questions, I guess I don't know, do I? Well, all right. Well, maybe I'll wrap it up then. So anyways, but yeah, please spread the word. Like I say, you're going to enjoy this gift. You know, we learn a lot. The more, like I say, how much of your wealth should you spend on a car? Hey, John. Hey, John, glad you're here. Well, my rule has been, I try not to spend more than 1%, okay? Which is impossible to do in the beginning. So, you know, if you've got, let's see, if you got $1 million, you spend $10,000 on a car, okay? But I think we all are going to cheat that in the beginning. That's just how it is. But if you get, you know, if you have 30 million, go ahead and buy yourself a $300,000 Lamborghini. You deserve it, right? I guess. I've never spent that kind of money on a car. I never will. And but I mean, you know, I'm probably looking at spending, I don't know. It's hard for me to spend that much money on a car. It's hard for me to spend 50. I just hate it. I hate it. You know. You know, I just bought my wife a new car, and it was about 45. And you know, I like the 4-wheel drive stuff. I like, God, what did I look at? Another thing. I used to have a Toyota Land Cruiser. Oh God, man, I wouldn't want to take a family member to court. I've never done it, and I wouldn't want to do it. Of course, I'm the richest one in my family, so they wouldn't have a chance. So, but So no, man, no recommendations, man. Just if you can, you know, I see stuff like that happen when people inherit wealth. Oh God, they fight. What books or quotes? You know, man, probably As a Man Thinketh is one of my favorite. That's more just kind of philosophy and kind of common sense. The other would be, you know, Think and Grow Rich was one of my favorites. I like the videotape, or the audio tape, I should say, with Earl Nightingale. The guy's got the best voice in the world. I'm sure he's been dead for years. And then, but yeah, Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, I think that's just really good. It's good and it's inspiring. Keeps you on point. And guys, I got to wrap it up. I got 5 minutes, and I don't like to be late, so I'm gonna go jump inside here and look for these guys. But maybe I'll pop back on when we're done. Highland, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read up on that. I think so. I can tell you right now, like attracts like, and you know, I share with you guys and everything else. I can tell you I'm a pretty good salesman, but usually it's because I have such a good product, and I you know, I'm honest with people. I wouldn't sell something that I didn't feel good about, but yeah, man, it's terrible. Let me tell you, I bought a property from 5 siblings that hated each other. One died, and then the other 4 each had their lawyers. It was a cluster. Made a lot of money too. I made a lot of money, but geez, wasn't fun to watch. Anyways, I gotta go, guys. I'll check back. Thanks.